Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Grant, what are we doing today?
We are continuing from last month's show. We're going to continue a deep dive into The Boys, season 4. And we're going to continue with our familiar mean things about the Acolyte, or the Acolyte, as we commonly know it as. And we'll be talking about some new shows as well. We've watched like The Bear season 3, Sweet Tooth is season 3, isn't it? Season 3 of Sweet Tooth, Essex County, and wonderful catch up on Angel.
Yep, and in Angel, Amanda,
from an angel self, Amanda.
Amanda was showing me the episode last time. We was running on in bondage pants. That I've never seen anything like that before, so that was quite interesting. Yeah. Amanda wasn't seeing Angel in bondage pants.
I don't think I saw that one.
Anyway, Amanda, what is this program called? Because Grant's forgot to mention it as normal.
Not the TV guide.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I am Andy N. She is Amanda Nicholson. And he is Grant Curnow, okay?
Yes, yeah.
Word of warning before we start tonight. Expect plenty of bad language. There's going to be a few of Grant's rants. Yeah. There'll be a few of Grant's rants coming up here tonight. And you're going to get obscene language coming from my corner, certainly, at one point, right? Yeah. So, now, first program of the episode is The Boys, season 4. Now, I've been doing a little bit of notes and everything, so I'll read out what I got off the internet about this program in case there's somebody that hasn't seen it. Mm-hmm. Superheroes are as popular as celebrities, as influential as politicians, and sometimes even revered as gods. But that's when they start using their powers for good. What happens when heroes go rogue and start abusing their powers? When it's the powerless against the super powerful. The boys head out on a heroic quest to expose the truth about Seven Vox, the multi-billionaire contingency company that manages superheroes and covers up their dirty secrets. Right, okay. Grant, what did you think of this series?
I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was one of the best series of The Boys. I know. I think on public online, I think it was a bit divided, but I thought it was really, really good. I liked the kind of the political plot line this year looked like Homelander and Sister Sage, their machinations, and I loved all the side characters. I liked Bill Butcher's character this year, and there was a bit of a plot twist, wasn't there, regarding a famous character from The Walking Dead that made a guest appearance. We were speculating on his role, weren't we, last episode?
Yeah.
I didn't see the twist come into it. I don't know if you did, or Andy or Amanda, did you see it come in?
I did point it out to Andy that it was possible.
Did you?
Yeah. That was, I think that was the episode 3 or 4 we got revealed it was. So, yeah. Of course, the actor we're talking about is Jeffrey Dean Morgan. We're going to give spoilers away here tonight. Lots of spoilers coming, okay? And Amanda, how did you think of what they did with Jeffrey Dean Morgan in season 4?
I think it was done really well. It was quite subtle in the fact that you don't actually see him talking to anybody else. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to give it away, the spoiler. Like you said, we're talking about going spoilers anyway. Yeah, people are wondering, obviously, like it was a figment of Billy Butcher's imagination, really. And I've read criticism on this, because people want him in the real world so you can actually see him interacting with other characters. But personally, I think that's not a problem, because they said his character was dead, but you didn't see the actual character die, so he could well come in the 5th season anyway.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah, they could have 2 of them on screen.
If you believe the room, yeah. Well, if you believe the rumours going around that Gerard from Supernatural's coming into it anyway on top of it in the 5th season. And spoiler, Amanda, who came in on the post-credit scene?
Jensen.
Yes.
Yeah, like a soldier boy. So, yeah. So, like, considering at the moment that Jensen's going to be pretty manically busy anyway, because this 5th season's not started shooting to November. And I know at the moment he's busy doing Tracker season 2. And he's also got his rumor had it. He's got his own series coming up soon on Amazon, hasn't he? New series. So it's like, yeah, she's agreed. That's the talk going on. He's shooting some new series on Amazon. But then on top of it, he's meant to be becoming Batman apparently as well. There's something coming up for DC. So goodness knows what he's doing.
Yeah, well, I know he's wanted to be Batman for a while, so he's not going to pass that up if he gets it.
That's why. But yeah, I know. But that's it. I think the 5th season's looking excellent. But of course, we need to talk the 4th season, okay? Now, I have to both ask you both then, because there was numerous really good scenes in this 4th season, wasn't there? So tell us, Amanda, give me a quick one of your favourite seasons, as in moments in season 4.
Oh God, there's so many notes I've put down here. I think I've got to go with the shapeshifter.
Oh yes,
very, very good. That was
when the ship. There's another spoiler again, but when the shapeshifter becomes Starlight. But the thing that made me laugh is when she got really mad when she found out that he'd slept with a shapeshifter, and he tries to sort of sweet talk around and going, "Oh, do you know how I know it was you?" And it sounds sweet on the surface, all the things that he says that he loves about her. But then it's like, well, wait a minute, you knew it wasn't her, and you still kept sleeping with the shapeshifter
20 times.
Yeah, I think the word is put your foot in your gob on that one straight away. So God, yeah. Grant, what was your favourite scene in season 4 then?
Oh, I think I've got a couple actually. I've got my favourite scene probably. I think the whole of Homelander in that laboratory with all the ex-people who used to abuse him, and he was just forcing them to one guy to masturbate in front of everyone. Yeah. It was just the tension was it was just so awful to watch. And then one of my other favourite moments was the whole Tech Night party with Huey as Web Weaver. That was just...
Oh God, yeah.
That was the scene. I really hated that scene. Actually, I did. It was really. I'll come with weakness to me, but I tried a lot of issues with that scene, and particularly what they did with Huey in that scene. I was really.
Oh yeah.
It was
horrible to watch. Yeah, it was horrible.
No, but what got me was they played it for laughs, and it was basically sexual assault. Yeah. And sexual assault isn't.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
That cost me marks. That did, because I thought the trivializes something they shouldn't have done that way for me. But
yeah.
Said, but yeah. Oh God, my favorite scene was the one that absolutely left me and Amanda couldn't even look at the bloody screen. Was Homelander and Splinter when she started breastfeeding him.
Oh yeah,
that was just crazy. Sure it doesn't quite work like that. She just sort of starts free.
Yeah, that was pretty shocking. That scene, actually, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, Grant, go on.
My saddest moment is when the Tilda Swinton squid died. That was really sad. I was screaming at the television. Yeah. Because she was like, I'm the only one who understands you. I love you, the deep. And then he did that just to have a bit of passion with Sister Sage. And then she was just shagging everyone in the 7 when she apart from
anyone she days with dad going there. Yeah, God, yeah. It's an interesting character, the guy that plays the Deep. I've seen him in clips of other stories. He looks a really nice bloke as well. But like I said, you think apart from Homelander, he's the most unlikable character in the full series.
Yeah.
Some of you think you had that scene when was it near the beginning of the first episode or 2 when Homelander was trying to get him to go and give A-Train a blowjob.
Yeah. That was outrageous.
So I mean, and then he had what I did later on, but he's absolute cocky, isn't it? But I think it works really well to answer that. So, got to ask you both then. Obviously, how did you both feel about the way they use A-Train in this series? I'll start with you, Amanda, this time.
Yeah, I liked it. He sort of did it slowly, and you could see why he was wanting to be good, and it wasn't just out of the blue with no reason for it. It was subtle hints, with the fact that the way the kid looked at him made him feel like a hero, so he wanted to be like a hero.
Yeah.
Grant, were you going to first? You want to say about that?
Yeah, I'm the same. I was for me, he's always been quite an unlikable character, and it's the first time I've ever had any kind of sympathy for him, really, because he does. I guess there is a bit of humanity still left inside of him, really. And it was nice that he kind of he escaped kind of being killed at the end. So we don't know what's going to happen in season 5. Hopefully, he might help Huey out in the future. Yeah, because it left on a bit of a cliffhanger, didn't it? The end of the season. So I'm hoping a big
fuck up. Yeah, a big fuck off cliffhanger. That one wasn't half, wasn't it? That's for sure. So yeah. God, yeah.
How did you find the whole Frenchy Kimiko plotline?
Didn't like it, to be honest with you, again.
Did you not?
No, I think they were a couple in the last series, but his character's very, very uneven for me, and that's the problem I had. I mean, you said it all. You should have stayed in prison, Francis. I thought in some ways, and it was.
Yeah.
There's a big talk going around. He's going to be recast for the 5th series as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because apparently he's been previously a serving Israeli soldier apparently for a few years.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't know. Amanda, what did you think to that storyline?
Yeah, I wanted them to get back together all along.
Yeah.
It just felt like it ended a bit abruptly and it didn't quite make sense.
Yeah.
They could have just added a bit more to it so it actually made sense, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so as well. It was just a bit of a funny one, to be honest, it was. So
yeah, to me that was like the weakest storyline. The rest of it, I really enjoyed like the whole political kind of like plot of it this year. I thought that was really good with Homelander and Sister Sage, and then and some of the scenes are outrageous, but like that Web Weaver's death, that was one of the horrible moments as well. When he got ripped in half, that was just horrible. There's so many things that still shock me after all the time. I think you've seen everything in The Boys, and you see something else and just go, "Oh my god, this is how is this show so popular?"
Yeah,
so offensive, isn't it?
I think there's a danger of some of the series like The Boys, and this is what problem I had of it really was. I think because it takes the violence and to up beyond the maxed, the danger of getting sensitized to it after a while.
Yeah.
I think they're crossing that line for me now, and it didn't impact me as much as it wanted. You just kept hoping every episode you could see a couple of really shocking scenes, rather than the coherent plot sometimes. And I think that's what it went. It stepped over that way for me, so it's going to have to be very careful on the 5th series. I don't know how the hell they're going to top it, don't you? But at least they give themselves time to get it done, because obviously it's filming in November in it, so it's going to probably be a year in post production. So I think it'll be out probably about 2 years' time. This time that point, won't it? So
yeah.
And I know
we've got Gen V season 2 next year, haven't we? Apparently.
Yeah, I believe so as well. I think they're shooting that at the moment, aren't they? So I know there's been a delay with it, obviously because one of the main actors dying on it. But yeah,
it's sad, wasn't it?
Yeah, really sad. So they're very young as well. So I do have a few points I want to raise about Homelander. Amanda, before that, is there anything else you want to bring up particularly?
No.
Grant, is there anything else you want to mention?
No. I just other than that, I think he was just brilliant. The actor, Anthony Starr, I think he did a fantastic performance. I thought he was just amazing. Such a great. He was just born to play that role. I just think he's just amazing as the actor.
He's astonishing. Yeah. He steals. Yeah. The good plus of him is when he's in that sort of series, he steals every scene he's in.
Yeah.
He dominates the show. And it really should be Carl Urban that should be dominating the show. But Carl Urban's always great, but he's so much better. But the concern I've got with it is I feel like he's been a bit muzzled in the 4th series, where I would have thought the Homelander in the 3rd series had been out hunting them all down. But he wasn't, was he? And that's why I couldn't get my head around that one a bit. So But anyway, they said I've had a curious season, this one. So there's things I liked about it, things I didn't like about it. But anyway, let's mark it and move on, because we've already done half an hour in this series already. Yeah. Grant, what are you going to give us out of 10, mate?
I really enjoyed it, so I'll probably give it 8.5, 9. Really, really loved it. Yeah.
Amanda?
9.5.
Oh, bloody hell. Amanda, what do you reckon I'm going to give this out of 10?
Not as good.
Sorry, 7.5 out of 10. I didn't like the way they treated Huey in this full series. It's pretty horrible stuff done to him. Yeah. And that sexual assault scene was just so cack-handed for me. It was almost like he said at the end of it, he's not all right at the end of the episode. Next thing you know, he's back to normal. I thought myself, you don't get over abuse like that in a couple of days. So it's and I was a bit uncomfortable the way they used Simon Gregg in it as well. Brought his dad back, Huey Senior. I didn't like that very much.
Yeah. That kind of storyline of his mum didn't really go anywhere, did it? So
it's the problem with it. So you'd hope some of these storylines get resolved next season, but there's a lot unresolved. But give him credit, I'll still be there. So okay then. People are wondering now, Grant, what are we covering next?
Do we have to cover it?
Well, it just gives you a chance to say Acolyte a few more times, doesn't it?
Yeah. We finished the Acolyte. You had walked away from it. We started talking about the last episode. And I was like, I'm going to continue. I need to see the end. And then I kind of
blackmailed me.
Regret that decision.
You blackmailed me to do it. Oh my God Almighty! It
was just a grim show.
In the event of fairness, I'm about to tell people what the series is about in case you didn't catch the last episode. And we saw the first 3 episodes this time. Yeah. I've watched all 5 of them over the weekend, and I wish I'd had drink me as well. Thanks, Grant. Yeah. Thanks, Grant. Right?
No, I'm sorry.
The Acolyte is set at the end of the Star Wars franchise High Republic era, approximately 100 years before Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It is a respected Jedi Master investigating a series of crimes that bring him into contact with a former learner and reveal sinister forces.
Oh, very sinister.
Right, Grant. Is there anything positive you want to say about this?
No.
That was quick.
Well, my main positive, I'm hoping there's not a season 2. That's my big hope.
Oh, God,
I think, as I said before the show, like, my only favorite character was the cute guy who's the tracker. You know him, but he didn't have any dialogue at all. He just came on and he just gritted his teeth a bit, and then he just pulled those wires out of the ship for no reason when we were going to kill off the main villain of the show. He just suddenly decided to save her life at the end.
Do you want to pull that bits to character to pieces first of all, then? Before we start, because people are wondering, Brazil, and this was played by an actor called Hassan Tayin or something, and it turns out this was the character, Grant, that dates back to the 1979 Star Wars novel Han Solo's Revenge by Brian Daley, apparently.
Oh, okay, yeah, so it's actually based in the Elseworlds, old books. Okay, yeah,
the old books. I just thought it's fair enough, but I think he came in with episode 4 or something, didn't he? And they just didn't do any fucking with the character apart from looking bloody. Oh God, he's swearing like crazy now. Apart from Grant, can you explain to me when they stowed away in the ship in episodes 6 or 5, end of 5 or 6 onwards? Yeah. Why they Jedi and his pupil, neither of them even sensed him or saw him?
Yeah, no, he was just. I mean, he's a cute little critter, isn't he? Like, he's just running around the place. So you think they would have spotted him by then. But there was just so many things that didn't really make any sense in the plot, really. And like with the whole when they revealed the evil guy was the kind of annoying prick in the first couple of episodes, that was like, you know, he was just awful banter with May. Then suddenly he's the evil Sith Lord, and then suddenly he takes his shirt off, and she's like, "Oh, he's nice."
That's what it was like, Amanda. Honestly,
yeah, you might like it. There was this random pool scene when he was just getting his body off in the ice bath, and she's like, "Ooh, the dark side. I'm liking it."
And he's sort of licking her lips, man. Eyes.
Yeah.
No, it's absolute bollocks. It was. Now, people wondering, guys, we hated episodes 1 to 3. I thought 4 was terrible as well.
Yeah,
and
really
did
bad.
You like 5? I thought was the only good episode in the series when they had a really good fight scene, didn't they?
Yeah, the fight scenes were really good. I was like, wow, where's this all come from? They were like killing off Jedi left, right, and center, and then luckily, because I hated most of those characters we were introduced for, so they were like, he's dead. I was like, yes. Watching it through, but then they would start talking in between the fights, and I was like, this show's awful. When they're talking, the rubbish plot would come back and be like, no, just fight again. That was fine.
I was actually really disappointed they killed off Daphne Keene's character in episode 5.
Yeah,
simply.
She's the potential, yeah.
She's the best character and the best bloody actress in it as well. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
but
I know. Yeah.
Let me ask you, Grant. Obviously, after episode 5, in the law, if they fought very properly, you'd have thought, surely to God, a spectacular fight scene, and it was. You would have thought they'd have finished it off in the 6th episode, wouldn't you? Not drag it on for 3 more fucking episodes, including another episode that's for a second. Man, what they did was. They had 2 full flashback episodes.
Yeah.
I thought, why the fucking hell have you done that? 1, fair enough, but not bloody 2.
Yeah, and it was just going over the same ground, wasn't it? But from there'd be one new bit of information revealed. But what made me laugh was that there was the reason why they end up killing the witches or the twins' mums, witch mums, was because that kind of Padawan wanted to go back to Coruscant. He was like, I don't want to be here. I want to go back to Coruscant. And that was the only reason he kept saying that, didn't he? Like they're meant to be foraging in the forest, weren't they? They had those metal detectors looking for the Force. That didn't make any sense. They're just walking around these metal detectors. And then he was like, I want to go home. I want to go home. And then he found these witches, and they were like, oh, let's just take the kids and then leave. And it was like, and then that Master Soul, the guy from Squid Game, was like, oh, I love this child. I need to protect her at all costs. Like, why? Why? And then at the end, he was like the only nice character. They kill him off, and he's like, they blame him for all the problems. So like, he was the only nice character in the show.
Yeah, there was. You can argue that it's about Daphne Keen's character, I suppose. But Reston, the full cat. I don't know if it was with the tell me if it was either the acting or the writing. I found the full series characters almost all completely on the block, unlikable.
Yeah, I didn't like anyone in it. Didn't root for the twins. Didn't like them. Didn't like this evil guy. Didn't like all the Jedi. They were lame. I didn't like the people in Coruscant. The older Jedi. I just like that little rat character that was walking around all the time because he was cute.
No, actually, Grant, there was a second character you liked in it, wasn't there? It came in right at the end. He saw the back of his head. The back of his head.
Even he didn't want to be a part of it, did he? Don't show my face in this.
No, I ain't showing my show. This shite his point action was, but off.
Yeah.
Well, would you watch a second season of it, Grant?
No, never in a million years.
Don't ask me to watch it either. That's all I'm going to say you there, right?
No.
I was telling you before, Grant, this. I thought this was probably the shittiest show I've seen this year.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
it was worth seeing. It was a case of the plot was intangible. It made no sense whatsoever. And you think that when the two twins went off with the opposite Jedis at the end of episode 5, I thought to myself, we're going to have like a face-off sort of thing. And it made absolute fuck all sense.
Yeah. And she's the one who's been like good, the whole thing just suddenly turned evil. But the only bit I did like actually was I liked it when the blue lightsaber turned red. That was cool. That's really, I've never actually seen that on TV before, or on film before. But I thought that was quite cool. But the rest of it, I didn't buy why she would kill him after all that time. I mean, because she's always defended him, and she was like he kind of raised her, didn't he? So it doesn't make any sense really. Yeah,
it was bollocks, frankly. So
it was. I was just like,
sorry. Yeah. Right. Anyway, let's move on from the slacking spot off. Grant, I said, Amanda, have you got any questions you want to ask us about this before we carry on?
No, I've read an article to try and understand it. I give up halfway through.
You missed nothing, love, honestly. So, Grant,
no,
what are you giving this bag of shit out of 10?
I'll give it 1 out of 10 because I did like the cute little Brazil guy, but that's it. That's it. Nothing redeemable. 1 out of 10.
Right. My case was I give episode 5 8 out of 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm giving the rest of the series 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that gives it. What does that have?
Probably a 1.
1 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Right, so let's move on now. Okay, Grant, your solo program of the month now, isn't it?
Oh yes, yeah. I started watching The Bear season 3. So have you, Amanda, never watched The Bear then?
I don't know what it's about. Man, did you know what The Bear's about?
I've heard of it, never watched it.
Right, great. You better tell us about them, Grant. Obviously, the people who don't know.
Okay. It's just basically it's quite a highly critical rated show. It's like been nominated for Emmys this year's best show. It's kind of basically just a half-an-hour program set in a restaurant called, it's set in Chicago. It's the restaurant's originally called The Beef, but it then becomes like a fine dining restaurant called The Bear. So that's what season 3 is all about. It's now become The Bear Restaurant, and it's the main chef is a guy called Kami, who's basically he's got a very troubled background, and the reason he's there is because his brother died and he just inherited a bit of money. He had a lot of debts, problems. So they're taking on the restaurant, but so there's a lot of connections with local like shady characters in the area. But like he also has like a cousin who they have a love-hate relationship, but you kind of love him. He's the actor who's playing him is going to be Ben Grimm in the new Fantastic Four. Actually, he's playing his cousin Richie. Yeah, Ebon. He's called Ebon Barrett Moss, I think his name is. Yeah, he's brilliant character. So that they just basically the whole show is just set in a restaurant, and everyone's just like "f you this, f you that," and the tension just gets unbearable with like the stress. So there was one episode in season 1 where it was just like a one shot of like the most disastrous dinner service of all time. Literally everything went wrong, like the oven blew up, and the heated arguments and stuff like that. It was just really, really good. But season 3 is starting off really well. I've not finished it yet, but it's been really cool. It's got some big guest stars in it now because it's quite a very popular program. John Cena makes an appearance. Peacemaker's in it. He plays one of them.
You listen?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's great. He comes in and just buffers the floors because everyone wants to be in the show now. It's so popular. He just comes in. He's like a distant cousin of one of the characters, and he's just buffering the floors and just does loads of jokes. And he just leaves. It's like, oh, it's John Cena, amazing. But yeah, so that was a really fun episode. And like loads of guest stars are in it. Like Olivia Colman plays a chef in the local area, and Janet Lee Curtis plays Carmi's mum. So she's now back in the show. She was in an episode last year. But it's a really fantastic. It ended on a bit of a cliffhanger last year. Like the first night of the restaurant went really badly, and it's just the aftermath of that. So it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it. I think a lot of people online have said it's not been as good as the previous 2 seasons, but I still think it's just as good. It's a really well written show, and it's got a really good soundtrack. And it's the first episode of this season was really good. It kind of did like a catch up on the previous 2 years, but internalizing things from his perspective, like just showing scenes that you've never seen before and kind of showing why he's like this way. He's kind of a tortured soul, the main character. So you do root for him, but he's just the quest for perfection in the kitchen. Yeah. And he's just kind of a really driven guy, and it's just and he's got a lot of family trauma as well. So he's just a real messed up guy, but you kind of root for him. So yeah, it's really, really good show. I recommend it.
That sounds good to me. So, the other thing I always look at this, Grant, is when you're looking at a series like this, when they get to 3 seasons in, do you think sometimes they have the danger of running out of steam, or do you think they've still got lots of new ideas to explore yet? Yeah,
I think so, because the first series is just about them introducing the characters and taking over the restaurant, and then the second series they destroy the old restaurant and build a new one, and now this is all the teething problems of starting off their own business properly for the first time. But I think they're going to do one more series. So I don't think they could do a lot of seasons on it because they're quite short episodes. They're half an hour long. But it's weird because it's nominated for a comedy, but it's not actually very funny. There's some funny lines in it, but it's actually quite an intense drama. Like you get really emotional in it. But one of my favorite episodes from the previous year is this Richie character, this cousin. He has a redemption arc throughout the show, and he's signified by him going to like a Taylor Swift concert. He takes his estranged daughter there. He doesn't want to go, but by the end of the episode, because he does this course like in fine dining, it becomes like he kind of realizes he gets rid of his anger issues a bit, and then by the end of the episode, he's picked up his daughter and he's just singing "Love Story" Taylor Swift in the car, like crying his eyes out with emotion. Like he's just been on like a hell of a journey last 2 seasons, and it's like signified by him embracing Taylor Swift. So it's really cool. I like that. But he was a sort of guy you would never think of. Like he was a real hard ass. Like he gets into loads of fights and stuff like that. But yeah, no, it's a really good show. I really recommend it.
Amanda, is there anything you want to ask Grant, particularly about John Cena?
Not about John Cena, but who would you like to see as a guest star in it?
Oh, in this one, it's got loads of people in it.
No, but who would you like to be guest star who hasn't been a guest star?
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
hint.
That'd be good. Trying to think who I love. David Tennant. I love him to turn up for no reason. That would be good. Space Babies. I like them to turn up as well. That'd be great.
I'll make Andy watch it if Space Babies coming to it.
Yeah. Right, I'll move on to. I'm just swearing here in the background, right? So
yeah, Space Bear Babies.
Oh my god, that's all I'm going to say. That one, right? No comment, guys. No comment. That's all I'm going to say there. So, okay, Grant. Anything else I want to know about this? Yeah, obviously, like I said, fourth. You think it'd be probably a fourth season? So, is the people are massively into this series, and I know it's got a big audience. Is there any characters you really like in this series? Who's your favourites?
My favourite is probably the Richie character, the cousin, and I do like Sydney, who's like the deputy chef to Kami. She's really cool. You might recognize her. She's stand up in America. I can't remember her name. I just know her as Sydney from the character name, but she's a really cool character. I think you like her. And there's a nice character called Marcus as well. He's like he does all the desserts. He's quite a sensitive soul. Like he's had a bit of an arc this season where he's coming to gain a lot of confidence. So yeah, you really like the characters and they're really close knit. Like, but it makes me never want to cook in the professional restaurant ever. It just seems like absolute hell. But yeah, it makes great drama. So yeah, there's lots of cool characters. I think you like it.
No, fair play. Now, obviously, we've asked about who your favourite characters are, and I've got to ask you now to wrap up this part of it. Who is your least favourite characters in it?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Well, I'll be honest with you.
Is there somebody you wish
main character Kami does annoy me? You could be such a dick, but then you know why he comes from it. He's had a bit of a troubled background and all of this, and then he'll do something to make think, oh, he is actually a cool guy at the end. But sometimes he just acts like such a prick, like, and also Richie can be a real prick as well. I didn't like him when I first started the show, but now I love him now. But yeah, so they're just. Kami can be really annoying, but he's like the main character. But you do really root for him though as well. So yeah, it can be a massive bellend most of the time.
Says it all. Okay, Grant, we better mark this one, mate. And if people are wondering, we've done plenty of time on the 3 episode programs already, so there is going to be a part 2 this month already.
Oh, great,
Grant, give this mark out of 10, please, mate.
I'll give it a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
that sounds good to me then. As I've hinted at, guys, we've gone berserk on the time here, as always, with this program. So this will be split into how many parts again, Grant?
10. I'm not Grant, but I'm answering anyway.
Yeah, it's going to be a second part. And then the second part, we will be talking about Sweet Tooth season through, Essex County, and also the Buffy and his bondage pants again, right?
Yeah.
We will see you all soon, guys. Take care.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Oh, it's back to Not the TV guide. What are we going to talk about next, Andy?
Sweet Tooth season 3. Okay, now I'll give the blurb about the program. 10 years ago, in the Great Crumble, society collapsed due to a viral pandemic of a disease known as the sick, which wiped out most of the world's human population. At the same time, many babies started to be born as mute hybrids with animal body parts and other characteristics. Unsure whether hybrids are the cause of the virus or a result of it, many humans fear and hunt them. Gus, a part deer hybrid, lives in the wilderness with his father, who he calls Puppa. Puppa dies when Gus is 9, and Gus discovers a box his father hidden beneath a tree that contains what Gus believes is a photograph of his mother with the word Columbo written on it. Amanda, what did you think of season 3?
I think it was really slow to get going. If it hadn't been the last season, I would have given up halfway through.
Really?
It's probably I had the same problem with Grant. It was one of those ones, because what was it, 8 episodes again, basically, Amanda, wasn't it? So
it felt like about 18 though.
Did it?
Yeah, it's a big problem with it. There was a couple of problems with the series, one thing was here. The pacing was all over the place. It was one of those ones where it should. Well, tell me what you think of this, Amanda. Could have been wrapped up in 4 or 5 episodes quite easy, do you think?
Yeah.
That's what they did. They had one seized episode, Grant, the first episode, when they went to this old casino and met a load of elderly people. Then it was crap plot. And then the baddies came along and killed them. And then they went some more people in the second episode, and the baddies came along and killed most of them at the end of it. That's pretty well the first 2 episodes, Amanda, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
And then they got onto a boat about episode 5, and they seemed to pick up the last 3 episodes. Yeah, it was slow. It was really, really slow. Now, Amanda, tell me which character you wish was in this third season was barely in it, first of all.
Bobby.
Yeah. Well, who's Bobby then, for you? What people are wondering.
So he's like this cute little creature. I think, was he a mole or something?
Yeah,
Oh.
mole. Yeah, mole. Yeah, half human, half mole. They played the cute.
He was so sweet and innocent.
Oh.
Yeah, that was it. Came in last couple of seconds, and it was what they did was they had a big problem this series, Grant, where the fact was you had the main four characters, obviously Bobby, Big Man, and the two girls, the sisters. They went off to try and race to save the world, but they left all the other characters alone. They established in the last series.
Oh,
So
okay.
the result was you had like probably 2/3 of a brand new cast, Amanda, didn't we? Really?
Yeah. Plus, it felt like the sisters didn't really have much to do, and it just felt a bit pointless having them there.
Yeah, that's pretty well my problem was, Grant, as well. It was just there's some of the characters they just weren't doing it with them. And there's two sisters, for example, and I had massive issues with the Doctor. Unfortunately, Adil Akhtar as the Doctor, because he was a bit of a. How would you put this, Amanda? After the second season, he was a bit of a prick, really, wasn't
he? Yeah, but at least you could understand him before because he was trying to save his wife. This time, it just sort of felt like he was just like, "Oh well, I'm just going to become evil."
Yeah, that's
really?
Yeah, that's what they did, and it's like you could see it coming a mile off as soon as he came into the second episode. He's just going to turn evil last episode. And I would have thought Big Man would have pushed him out of the bloody dinghy in the fifth episode and push his head down in the water as the guy drowned. I'm surprised he didn't do that, to be honest with you. That's what it was like, and it's a shame really because it was a big anticlimax this series. It was big anticlimax of what the first two seasons were like for me, and I like the ending. I thought last episode was beautiful, and I like the last two episodes really, but I don't know before that. Yeah, well, Amanda, is there anything else you want to add?
No, I agree with the ending. I think it was a nice, happy-ish ending. Not great for humans, but it was a good ending.
Oh.
Yeah, all the humans died, or were going to die anyway. So
Everybody
yeah. But then, like, I like the fact where the people are the baddies in this series. Most of them they all turned against the big baddie at the end of it. That survived anyway. So like it was like so it was like that. So which I didn't mind too much. And Big Man unfortunately died in it. Which we should think he died, Amanda, in it, didn't we?
Yeah, I thought it was a bit like the ending of Supernatural, where like years later he eventually dies Gus and meets him in heaven. That's what I took it as.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was as well. So it was nice, a beautiful ending. And it was one of those ones where the acting was the young lad who plays Gus in it was exceptional. Really was good. But it's a Jeff Lemire comic, and Jeff Lemire comics, I'll come in a minute in my solo series, he always writes good kids.
Oh,
he's known for writing good kids. And that's why it was good. The kids were generally really good in it. What do you think, Amanda? Do you think the kid actors were really good in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. The pace was way out. It was just too slow in this series of me. So, but I've got not much else to say. Amanda, is there anything else you want to add to what I said?
No, I just don't think it was as good as the first two seasons.
No.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if it's good as the first two. Yeah, I've never got around to watching it, but I looked at some of the images. They do look really cute, all the characters.
Yeah, the first two seasons are worth watching. It's just if you haven't watched the first two seasons, you try and jump in on the third season. I think it's too much anyway. So you need to. What do you think, man? Do you need to know the first two seasons? I think really, don't you? And the pacing was so slow. If you hadn't watched the first two seasons like we did, and we loved the first two, we'd have massively disappointed by it. That's the problem with it, but it's what it is. So, Amanda, what are you giving this out of 10?
5.
Oh, God, she's worse than me. 6 of me, right?
Oh, nice.
That's why. So, okay. I moved my notes along now because I nearly went into the notes now for the Acolyte. Now I did, and I thought I'm not talking about that.
Please,
not again.
Not again, no. Oh God, no. All right, okay. It's me now, isn't it? Okay, my solo series, Essex County. Yeah, people wondering, this is a series that came out in Canada last year, and it's not. It's only just coming out around the world now. It's like over a year later, so. This is also wrote by Jeff Lemire, who created who created Sweet Tooth as well, and drew it as well. So this is a much more personal story for him, actually. So it's a really different story. This is about following the entwined lives of two rural families while exploring the generational impact of loss, betrayal, and trauma, and how redemption and hope are found through human connection. Who wants to ask me a question first?
Is it better than Sweet Tooth?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Much better, much better, much better. It's only 5 episodes, and it's an event series actually as well.
Oh, okay.
That's why. But yeah, I'll tell you a bit more about it. Okay, and you can both ask me a bit of line because it's been a bit of a low key one. This one. So okay. I only came across it by chance a couple of weeks ago. So it's a story of 4 different characters linked together through bloodlines, from old Uncle Lou to young Lester, who the young actor played in was tremendous. 11-year-old actor, brilliant he was. To Anne, the country nurse, Ken, the farmer. The 4 lead characters ebb and flow into each other's lives, slowly weaving connections between them that ultimately save and redeem them. Amanda, is there anything you want to ask me about this?
Who was your favourite character in it?
Oh, it's got to be the young Lester, who's based like his mum had just died of cancer, and he ends up having to go and live with his uncle Ken, and they don't get on. They really don't get on. And his dad turns up, who's an ex-baseball player, and he wants to go and try and live with his dad, but his dad's an alcoholic, basically. And he finds out in the last episode how unreliable his dad is. His dad doesn't run her and leaves him, dumps him. So it's like, it's just so different. You won't believe it if you watch Sweet Tooth to this, really, because I've read an interview this where Jeff Lemire said this is such a personal story for him. He only agreed with this to get adapted if he could co-write the script.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So you're getting something like that if the comic writer's actually adapting the script in conjunction with 2 other writers, you know straight away it's going to be really, really personal.
Mm.
But it's slow. It's really, really slow series. Thankfully, it's only 5 episodes. It had been 10. I would have given up. I would have given up after 5.
What channel is it on? Is it on Netflix or?
Oh, I'll have to come back to you. Okay, I'll come back to you. Off top bed, I can't remember. Okay, so I picked that. Should we say I'm not going to say how I watched it. Okay, no comment. But I believe it's out in this country anyway. So yeah, but yeah. So there's been a really slow one. If you get through the first episode, it'll grab you. But it takes one of those ones where there's 4 storylines, and it probably to about the 3rd episode, you don't start really interlinking. But then, like, we've been 5 episodes. You're prepared to give it a bit of grace, aren't you? I suppose.
Yeah.
Like, it's beautifully told. Oh my God, it's beautiful. It really feels like you're in Canada. That's why it probably was shot in Canada as well. So it was just like I said, it was really well done. So, by the way, Grant, in this series, what they're very, very good at is flashbacks. Acolyte, are you watching this?
Acolyte.
Not Acolyte, no. There is a few flashback scenes in this. Don't take over the full episodes, but they move the plot along at the right pace. It's used right, unlike fucking Acolyte, anyway. So, but there's not. I'll be honest, there's not really a lot else I can say about this, John. So I said it's just watch it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So you recommend it then, really?
Yeah, I think it's been the best series I've watched this month, definitely. So
yeah,
that's why. So the actress, it's good. The most famous actress is Molly Parker. Have any of you 2 have heard of her?
No.
I know the name, and I can't think why. I've got the soul. Look, see if I can tell you why I know the name.
Yeah.
I
know Molly Ringwald. That's it. That's any Molly I know.
Oh, fair enough.
The only Molly I know is my mum's dog.
Molly.
No, let's have a look. I know Molly Parker. I can't think why. So it's one of those ones. You look at a name sometimes. Let's have a quick look. No, I've not seen her in anything there. Let's have a look. Let's quick look at the films and see what she's done. It's one of those ones where I'm going to bug me now. So I'll quickly go through it because she's been active for a long, long time anyway. Oh. So no, it's not. There's nothing I know here, to be honest with you. It's one of those ones. It probably might be a name I know more than anything else, if you know what I mean with it. So, but I said no, she was central in playing the mother Anne in it, and she had to deal with dad and brother basically. So it was a lot going on in it, but there was a lot of emotion to unpack in it really, and it wasn't always happy endings either. But I think it's at the end of it, you understood the characters, and that's what I mean. What a journey sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so then, what do you both reckon I'm going to give this out of 10?
Yeah, I was going to ask. I'm assuming it'd be a 9.
Amanda, what do you think?
I'll give it an 8.
9.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it, don't you? They're all nice, really about 42, 43-minute episodes. So it was quite a decent length as well, don't you? So really enjoyed it. So right, okay, everybody. Now, people are wondering now when we're recording this, there is meant to be another announcement coming up from Comic Con, which in Manchester, which me and Amanda are going to on Saturday, which would be obviously this episode will be out after that. But has it been announced yet, Amanda, so we can tell people?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked. Oh, hang on a second. It's Pearl Mackie. Apparently, she's been in Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, she's Bill in Doctor Who. Yeah, with Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, that was the one where, yeah, oh, I know. Well, that'd be the Doctor Who tent sorted out on Saturday, right? So, oh man, no, I'll tell my brother later on. But Gavin hates her. He hated her character. You're gonna
Oh
hit
really? Oh, I
yeah,
liked Bill. I thought she was cool. Yeah, I liked her.
if you
She
bring
became
Gavin
that
onto this,
puddle of water at the end, didn't she, or something?
if you bring Gavin onto this podcast now, all he used the S word repeatedly over that character. He hated it, right? So
I suppose it makes sense because Catherine Tate pulled out, so they would replace her with another Doctor Who person.
oh yeah, yes, that's
Oh,
true.
was Catherine Tate meant to be there? Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Well, you've obviously got that
She's not
Arthur.
bothered.
Mustn't be bothered, obviously, Grant. Yeah, I know. You know, Karen Gillian's there, and Arthur Devell's there, isn't so? Unless they've cancelled, have they? So yeah,
I think Kevin Gillan cancelled at least Sunday. I'm not sure if it was Saturday as well, or maybe she was only attending.
Oh, she's not going to be there then.
It. I don't think she is. No.
Oh no.
Not doing very well there, are they? So anyway, right. Anyway, listen, we will give you everybody a report next month. Now, obviously, before we go on to that, Grant is over at Edinburgh Fringe in mid-August as well. So before we go on to Angel Rewatch, Grant, because we digressed for a few minutes, tell us what you're up to at Edinburgh Fringe and when.
Oh, cool. Yeah, so I'm doing a stand-up show at the Dog House Hotel in Edinburgh. Doing it from the 18th of August to the 25th of August. So yeah, it's just roughly an hour of stand-up and musical comedy. So yeah, I'll be promoting my new album. It's pretty much the show you went to see, but I'm just doing some new bits, some slight new bits, and then shorten it down because I think I played for like an hour and 15 last time, so I'm going to do just under an hour. So yes, it's all songs from my album, new songs, and yeah, so it should be fun.
Sounds good to me. Okay, we'll come on to a few minutes. What we're going to be watching next month, and it could be a bit late next month, everybody, because with Grant been away in Edinburgh. But Amanda, we're on to Angel and Bondage Pants now, aren't we?
No bondage pants. I don't know why you're so obsessed with that. Should I be concerned?
No comment. Let's move on then. Okay. Obviously, what season are you up to, Amanda? I should ask you. Sorry.
I'm up to season 3.
Okay.
Oh my god. You really go through these shows, don't you? You love it.
Oh no, I don't know. Is it like I don't know how you put up with Amanda, honestly, God, right. Now, tell us what happens in the season 3 then.
Yeah, so this is the first full season that Amy Acker, who plays Freddy, is in it. She did come into it in the last season, but she was a bit crazy because she'd been taken to another dimension called Pylea, and she'd been held hostage for 5 years, and it sent her a little bit mad. So she eventually becomes a bit less unmad and more normal in this season.
Well, fair enough. And what else do we need to know about the season 3, Amanda?
There's Darla, who's a vampire. She's the one that actually turned Angel into a vampire years ago, and she gets brought back to life by a Wolfram and Hart, who are evil law firm who have plans for her. And last season she slept with Angel, and now she's pregnant, even though vampires are supposed to get pregnant. And she ends up staking herself to save the baby.
Oh,
Angel baby.
Yeah, and then this as well. Speaking of flashbacks, and there's a guy called Holt who Angel and Darla tormented hundreds of years ago, and actually killed his family, and he's been brought back to get revenge against Angel. He convinces Wesley to steal Angel's son, and then he goes off into no dimension of the baby. And then a couple of weeks or months later, in Angel's time, his son Connor comes back, but he's all grown up now because it's different time over there.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, Right, so okay, Amanda. Obviously, people wondering if we might have temporarily lost Mr. Curnow here for a second, but he will be back.
Sorry, yeah, I'm back.
He's gone into a different dimension.
I'm back.
Dimension.
Sorry, yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't sure what happened. I was going to carry on anyway.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. I'll tell you what happened. Basically, my sister's staying with me at the minute. She's come to visit, and then I told her to put the oven on for and I'm finished. We can cook dinner. Then she's saying the oven's making a smell. And I think I can smell gas. So I've told her to turn it off. Yeah, I think she put the wrong feature on. But just to make sure I'm not going to die. So,
well, this episode could conclude with not the TV guy was hosted by Andy and Amanda Nicholson and the late Grant
We'll give it a title like Friends. It'll be the one where Grant dies.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. We'd put the RAP above you, Grant. I promise you that on the picture, mate. Right, yeah. I'm in the case. So, right. Yeah. Sorry, Grant. Is there anything you want to ask Amanda about this episode, Grant? Or season, I should say.
So I'm a bit sad about this baby dying.
Well, the baby doesn't die. It's a baby's mother that kills herself to save the baby. So she stakes herself and then turns to dust, and the baby's left lying there on the floor.
Oh, so
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that would actually work in real life. To be honest.
Yeah,
it sounds a bit odd. That's the best way to put it there, to be honest with you. But again, that's what I think. That's what this series is like. Sometimes
there was an interesting cameo in this series, and I told you about it, Andy. I don't know if you remember.
It was this an actors and the boys.
Yeah, I was sat there thinking, is that Jeffrey Dean Morgan? He looks so young, and I looked it up, and it was him. And this was a few years before it was in Supernatural.
Yeah, I can't imagine him young. He's always just got like a beard and a bit of a disheveled look about him, an angry look about him. Yeah, I can't imagine him be fresh-faced and young.
Yeah, he looks so young and innocent back then.
Yeah, so I was trying to imagine myself, and I don't think I can imagine him as a youngster either. So he's that sort of actor. He probably looked old when he was about 20 or something. So yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I was wondering, was there anything you didn't like about season 3 of Angel, particularly?
I didn't like the fact that Cordelia wasn't in it as much, because they sort of built up her character since she was in Buffy, and then she crossed over to Angel. And she became sort of more of a champion, and she got these visions that help them fight crime and like find bad guys and stuff. And they were killing her, so she got to turn part demon so that she could continue helping them and get the visions without dying. And then they basically had, I don't know how many episodes, but quite a few episodes where she wasn't in it. But I think this was around the time when she was pregnant, and there was a certain somebody wasn't very happy with her and sort of did lots of things to push her out, and then eventually wrote her out of it, mentioning no names.
I know who, yeah.
That initial to JW, okay? That's all I'm going to say there, right? So, yeah, that's fair enough, so. But how did it compare to the first 2 seasons, Amanda, looking back at it now then? Did it feel better than the first 2 seasons?
I liked the first half of it, and then the second half started to go downhill. And then I started to get depressed because I remember that in season 4 it just gets really stupid. But obviously I've got to sit for it to get to see.
It's just typical that sometimes as well, isn't it? Like series, like I said before, the camera not steam, can't they, after a couple of seasons easy. So, Grant, is there anything else you want to ask Amanda about this before we wrap up?
How many seasons of Angel left now then?
I've got 2 more to go.
Yippee!
I know.
So what are you going to do when it's finished? You're going to start Buffy again?
I don't know.
Or Supernatural?
Grant,
I'll watch everything that John Cena's ever been in.
Oh, I'm bloody not, right? That means I've got to watch about 10 years of WWE then, with John Cena in.
Slightly off topic, but I watched a film on Amazon Prime the other month called Ricky Snicky.
Oh, Ricky Snicky. Oh, yeah, it's meant to be really bad, wasn't it? Is it bad?
It was so bad.
It's an incredible name, though, isn't it? Ricky Snicky.
Yeah.
Did he play Ricky then?
Yeah.
Oh.
That is, I didn't watch it. I remember you didn't enjoy it very much, but apart from John Cena, right? So that's why. But as Amanda, you better give us your markings, an angel, okay? Because we're done under danger
so
of Grant's flat getting blown up here at the moment, or house, right?
Yeah,
So
I think I have to go in a minute to be honest with you.
yeah. Right, let's wrap up quick, okay? Amanda, what mark you give us out of 10?
7.5 out of 10.
That's recommendation, that. So indeed, okay. Like I said before, we could be a bit late next month with Grant been away in Edinburgh. But is there any programs you're definitely going to watch next month, Grant? Do you reckon?
Well, I'm gonna do Cobra Kai season 6 part 1. I've nearly finished that. I started watching that. It's been really good fun. And then obviously House of Dragon. I was waiting to it kind of ending so we can talk about it all when it's done. So yeah, we'll talk about that. And I think I'm going to watch Exploding Kittens after what you've told me. Is it Exploding Kittens?
Yes, go and watch Exploding Kittens. I think you're going to enjoy Exploding Kittens.
Yeah, that sounds really good fun. Yes, I'll watch that. So yeah. I've been time to watch that much TV because I've been catching up on all the old X-Men films in preparation for Deadpool and Wolverine because I knew there'd be loads of like deep cuts and cameos. So I've been rewatching all the old X-Men films. I finished that now. So yeah, so I'm excited.
No, fair play.
Good to see Deadpool.
Yeah, people wondering, Grant will give us a quick review on Wolverine and Deadpool. Or is it no? It's Deadpool and Wolverine next episode. I promise you that now. So brilliant, mate. We might watch that as well, yeah, because I know somebody likes Hugh Jackman, doesn't she?
Oh, does she? Not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Only has Wolverine though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, somebody that interviewed you, Grant, over at All FM. Hi, Ruth. I know she likes Ryan Reynolds a lot. Amanda doesn't.
Does she? Yeah. Oh, you should both go to it, support your men then. Yeah. Right.
I know. Let's move on. Okay. Listen, Grant, go on and get your tea, mate, because there's smoke. People wondering, I've not seen smoke coming out of the kitchen yet, but I think there will be soon. So
yeah, no, no, I can still like that tracker in Acolyte. So sniffing around. Something's going down. There'll be some stiff user in my kitchen. So yeah, I'll have to find out. But yeah, thanks guys. Great speaking to you both. And I'll see you soon. Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, take care. Enjoy your own, mate. And we will see everybody, all being well, next time. Say bye, Amanda. Take us out.
Bye, Amanda.
Oh.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you all later.
Bye bye.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.